Hello, welcome back to Football Now, a YouTube channel where we'll be giving you our previews for the latest round of Premier League fixtures, offering our predictions for those games, and Connor will be running you through the betting odds as well. We're still on the Saturday games here in the Premier League. You can see Everton hosting Brighton at Goodison Park. Before I mention that, I want to mention the competition we've got ongoing at Football Now on the road to 100 subscribers. Win a football shirt of your own choice. As you can see, it says on the screen, you've got to subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment on the video, and all the other videos we've done. The more comments you leave on more videos, the more likely you are to be pulled out as that lucky winner. Once we do hit that 100 mark, you can see our Twitter handle at the bottom of the screen there as well, at footballnow_1. That's where the decision will be made and announced once we hit that mark. So good luck to everyone. The more involved you get, the more likely you are to be pulled out as the winner. Connor, Everton versus Brighton. Do you want to talk us through the betting odds before we get into the game itself?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a tough one to say. I mean, Brighton go off favourites there, but I mean, over evens there, 5-4 against Everton, a team who at the start of the season they were thinking just survive. I think if this game certainly was the first game of the season, I think Brighton would have been bigger favourites, I think, than what they are now, because the forms of the two teams have sort of gone in opposite directions. I mean, Everton not only are they winning games now, but they're keeping clean sheets. I mean, last time out in the Cup, they beat Burnley 3-0. Before that, a really good victory against 1-0 against West Ham in the Premier League. It was a good performance as well. You know, it could have been a couple of more goals. Before that, 2-0 defeat to Liverpool at Anfield, no shame in that. And then a 3-0 victory against Bournemouth. So, you know, they're starting to put some wins together. You know, they've won 3 out of the last 6 in the Premier League. The 15th now. They're on 10 points. So, you know, the 5 points clear off the drop zone. You know, 5 points clear of the drop zone at this stage of the season is a pretty big buffer when you consider the teams that are below them as well. Whereas if you look at Brighton's form, I mean, you know, they're still sitting pretty in the table in 7th, but you know, they've not won any of the past 4 in the Premier League, and that would be a concern for Robert De Zerbi. A 1-1 draw at home to Fulham last time out. That will be disappointing for them because I don't think Fulham have been great this season. 2-1 defeat at the Etihad again. Yeah, no real shame in that. 2-2 draw against Liverpool, you know, and then 6-1 against Aston Villa. So yeah, they have had tough games to be fair to them, but you know, it was a good job that they got those points on the board at the start of the season because I feel like they will be disappointed. I mean, in all competitions, they've only won 1 game since the 24th of September, and that was against Ajax in the Europe. So, and Ajax are they're over around the relegation zone in their league at the moment. So, yeah, Brighton do kick off favourites, but I'm not too sure about that because Everton, they started to show something, not just in the victories but in the performances. I think Sean Dyche is getting them. I think it would really be a kick in the teeth if they get this 12-point deduction that keeps being talked about because you know, they're just starting to put points on the board and they're starting to maybe not have that difficult season at the bottom where they're just lounging around there for the entire 38 games that they have been doing the past couple of seasons. If they get hit with that, it would just, you know, they've walked a couple of steps forward and it would just be a hammer blow back. But yeah, Brighton go off favourites, but I won't feel confident putting them in any sort of accumulator, not with the form of the two sides at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. I think there really has been a lift in Everton's form, hasn't there, since the end of September? You know, home win, 3-0 against Bournemouth, 3-0 at home. They lost the Merseyside derby, but there were certainly positives to take from that performance, especially when you consider they were down to 10 men. A brilliant win away to West Ham last time in the league, and obviously a win against Burnley in the Cup this week as well. I'm sure there are Everton fans, if they're watching this, they're screaming at the screen. It's the most Everton thing to do, is to pick a worst points and then go and lose another game at home. I know Brighton are a good side, but I don't know. It's a strange one, isn't it, with Everton? But I think there definitely are positives to be taken in the last, 4, 5, 6 weeks. I'm not sure what the latest is on that potential point deduction, but yeah, if that was to come into place, I think it would be devastating for them, especially when you consider they got the new stadium set. I think it's next year it's set to come in. You know, you don't want to be heading into the Championship on the back of spending all that money on a new stadium. So I'm sure there are reasons for optimism, definitely for Everton. Touch wood. I think Calvert-Lewin's had a run of games now, isn't he? So I think he's a massive player.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. If he can stay fit, scored a great goal against West Ham as well. It really was a good, tight area. Back to goal, back. So yeah, if he can stay fit, Seamus Coleman as well. I don't think he's too far away from returning. He might even return against Brighton. So yeah, things touch wood, things are looking pretty decent for Everton at the moment.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that, like I said, the Everton fans, they get a little bit suspicious. They're probably going to. They're probably thinking, right, when's the next hammer blow going to come from? But Brighton as well. You've mentioned little dip in form in recent weeks. Like you said, they drew 1-1 at home to Fulham. I think that would be the disappointing result. Like you said, they'd have been fancying themselves to get the win there. The win against Ajax as well in the Europa League. You mentioned the situation with Ajax. It's not exactly pretty for them over there right now. And dropping points to Man City, Liverpool, and Villa, away. They're hardly it's not the end of the world. I think they'd be a bit concerned with the nature of that Villa defeat. But yeah, I think they'll kick on. I'm sure if you'd have offered them this, a decent start in the Europa League against two, on paper at least, decent European sides and around mid-table, in and around those top 6, 7, 8 places, I think Brighton fans would have taken that. I'm just going to
We've got quite a few injuries as well, which I don't think has helped matters. Injuries to key players as well. Stupian's out, Lamptey's out, and Solly March. Welbeck, the goat, is out as well. So yeah, they have run into quite a few injuries to key players, but I think that good start to the season is not as alleviated what could have been a concerning period.
Yeah, exactly. Having said all that, I think we're going to offer our predictions. I'll go first. It is a weird one, this. I can see arguments for both. And I feel like if I predict Everton and Brighton win, I'm going to be like, of course Brighton won it, but I'm going to back Everton for once. I'm going to back Everton to get a 2-1 home win, not with too much confidence, to be honest with you. I won't be surprised if Brighton nick it. I won't be surprised by a draw either, but I'm going to go 2-1 Everton. Connor, what are you going to say for this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is one of those games. Certainly the Nako, I will be staying well away from this one because any three of the results could be on the table. I think if I'm forced to choose one, I think 3-1 for a draw is looking okay. But in terms of my prediction, I'm going to go. I think Brighton are going to get back to winning ways. I'm going to go 3-1 to Brighton. I think Evan Ferguson will find a bit of form in this game as well. But yeah, it's a tough one, in terms of putting me 50p on it. I will be staying well away from it. I just think it's an absolute minefield. But yeah, I'm going to go Brighton and get back to winning ways 3-1.
Okay, that concludes our preview of Everton versus Brighton, 3:00 at Saturday, Goodison Park in the Premier League. A big game for Everton, big game for Brighton as well. I'm sure both will be eyeing adding more points to the table. I've mentioned the competition at the start of the video on our road to 100 subscribers. Win a football shirt of your own choice by getting involved in the comment section and subscribing to the channel. And as you can see there, we've just given our predictions. We've got our own head-to-head predictor. I'm on 50 points at the minute. Connor on 39. You get 3 points for the correct result, scoreline, and 1 point for the correct result. So let us know how you compare with our own predictions this week in the comment section below. Good luck to everyone involved with the competition too. And we will see you in the next video. We'll be doing videos for all of the Premier League games this weekend. So check them out on the channel and we'll see you over there.